Officer David Malier of the Cheshire Police Department has plenty of experience hiking, but now he and a group of police officers are putting their skills to the test on Mount Kilimanyaro.
It's all to raise money for the Special Olympics of Connecticut. Officer Malier and Officer Tim Gavalis of the Watertown Police Department are both here to tell us more. Welcome to both of you.
First question out of the gate. Are you guys nuts?
Yes.
What are you doing? This is so crazy. No, thank you so much for being with us.
Yeah.
You are. You got to be a little nuts to do this,
yeah.
right? But it's all for a great cause.
Absolutely.
This was prior to the fact that, I got an email from you, David, that said the funding has been cut, or they were threatening to fund cut the funding for Special Olympics. That has been reinstated, but Special Olympics always needs money.
Yeah.
And you guys are going to be raising money. How are you going to be doing it?
Well, there's a lot of things that we're doing. Yesterday we just did a dress down day. I'm the school resource officer at the Dodd Middle School.
Okay.
Shout out.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
In Cheshire, and I went to the secretary. Let's do a dress down day, because they do that all the time, where they can donate and you can wear your jeans that day, kind of thing. And she's like, you know what? Let's bring it to the district. And then we went to the superintendent, and he said yes. And then we went to the town manager, and he said yes. So the entire town got
We want to hear about Mount Kilimanyaro.
Yeah.
Tell us about this. How did this come about?
Well, I went to the Special Olympics kickoff about 6 weeks ago, where all the law enforcement come. We talk about the torch run that comes up, where we run with our athletes, and it's a 3-day event leading up to the Summer Games. So I was there. We were having a little lunch, and Dave gets up and starts speaking about this idea he has to do a huge fundraiser for Special Olympics to Mount Kilimanyaro, and that's right up my alley. We're both into backpacking and hiking,
right?
And so when I talked to him a little bit, and
so
in about 2
you
seconds,
both said, "All right, we're gonna hike up Mount Kilimanyaro," which, by the way, if people are going, where is that? It's in Tanzania.
That's right. Yeah.
and explain. It's going to be a big feat for all of you, but how does it tie in to being able to support the Special Olympics?
So I think that in order to raise money for something like this, you need to do something big,
right? And
just to gain attention, and that's kind of what we're doing. It's the tallest mountain in Africa. It's the highest mountain in the world from base to summit. So it's a freestanding volcano, is what it is. And so you think about Everest, and it's surrounded by mountains that are equally as big. So it's not as big of a climb.
You're not scaling the walls of Mount Kilimanyaro. Tell us how you're actually going to do this, and it's over a period of days.
Yeah.
It's about 5 days going up. You stay at different camps all the way up. And it's so your body can adjust to the altitude.
Right.
You really need to take your time getting up.
Otherwise, you'll get sick.
Yeah.
Right.
And we've got some pictures that you want to show, but I'm curious, is it like a lot of training? I know you said it's mostly just walking up, but do you have to be doing some really physical training before you could ever do this?
Yeah. It's going to help to have your body in good physical shape.
Always, right?
Yeah, it makes it easier.
So we've got, this is your...
Tell us what this is.
This is crossing the upper Truckee River, and I think that's California at that point. I did the Tahoe Rim Trail, which is 165 miles around
Look at how
Lake
beautiful
Tahoe.
This is.
That is actually in Massachusetts on the Metacomet New England Trail.
On the Metacomet Trail, really?
Yep.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, that is also Tahoe. David's Mile. We found that rock in the middle of nowhere, and I thought it was for me.
Now, David, how many police officers and other people have you got to sign up with you to do this wonderful feat?
There are 14 of us total. So
wow, that's a lot of people.
We have officers from Naugatuck, Watertown, Cheshire, Guilford, Wilton, and Putnam. And pretty much all of these guys have trained at some aspect or another. We're in the process of it.
We're in the process right now.
All right, so when's the deadline? When are you going to actually climb the mountain?
February of 2020.
Oh, so you get a little time.
What will the weather be like then?
They don't have seasons like we do, spring, summer, fall, winter. They have a dry season and a wet season.
And that's it.
So February tends to be the dry season, but there's still a chance for rain. We're hoping for good weather.
Temperature about...
So you start in a tropical rainforest. So we're talking, tropical weather.
Yeah.
And then you go through, I think, 7 different temperate zones, and you end up in an Arctic zone where there's permanent glaciers.
That's
in the top.
amazing.
Oh my God.
The summit could be 0 to -20.
Yeah.
And then you got to get back down.
And then you gotta get back down.
And you got to carry all your own supplies?
No, we hired, we didn't hire, we're going with REI Adventures.
Oh, great.
And
Terrific.
so they have a guide, and then when we go there, they hire porters to help us carry some of the stuff.
That's great.
Yeah.
Good. Well, you're going to be doing enough work on your own.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is great. And again, all the money goes to Special Olympics, which is just a great, it's near and dear to just about everybody's
And we're
heart.
going to carry that Special Olympics flag all the way to the summit.
Oh,
That's
that'll
so
be great.
great.
Yeah.
And neither of you have been to Africa yet.
No.
So when you get there and look look at it the first time, you can't freak out.
No.
You got to do this.
yeah.
Because we're going to be watching you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm
no
sure
stranger to challenges.
Okay.
sure you'll be sharing your pictures.
Being a police officer, you're absolutely right. All right, if you'd like to support Officer Mallier and Officer Gavalis and their teammates, head to give.classy.org/CPD2KILI. We're going to have that link on betterct.com.